We open the door, it smashes into the toilet. It's ridiculous. How about if we put the hinges on the other side, but we make the door and the doorway smaller?
So we're going to reverse the swing. We're going to put the hinges over here so that the door swings this way. So I'm going to pull off the casing from the side that I'm moving and the top, because that's going to have to get cut somewhere around here eventually. But I'm going to leave this casing on because this side does not need to be touched. So, and you see this is a standard jamb installation, relatively new construction. This house was probably remodeled. I want to leave this intact for now. Just going to put these hinges on the jamb and get the door hung, and then we'll see how it lines up. With most interior jambs, this stop is nailed on. You can see the nail hole here. I could score this stop on either side and then just pull it off. Then I'll have a flat surface, and I could put my router on here, and I can mortise these with my router, and that'll be faster, easier, and much cleaner. Now with our hinges in place, we just go through the steps of hanging a door, but we don't have to worry about the width. So I'm going to cut the door to length, mortise our hinges. I've checked the top, it's square, so let's get this thing hung. So now I've got the door hung, just putting one screw in each hinge there, just to test how it fits, and the length is perfect. So let's see how it closes. We've got a nice, perfect gap on top. It closes perfectly. There's no binding, no springing. The door is perfectly balanced. It stays there. So now I can put in the rest of my screws. Now with our door in and working, build a strike side of the jamb. I'm gonna build out this wall and put our new jamb piece here. So I'll take one of my 1x6s and rip it down to 4 9/16 because I don't want to reuse this since it has these hinge cutouts. So now I know I want my jamb to come there, so I'm going to cut it right here so my jamb leg will go underneath and this top jamb will rest on it. I've shimmed this in place and put a couple of 3-inch screws that go into that header up above. That will hold this thing steady. That way when I cut it, it's not flopping around, it's not going to break, and I can just take out this section that we no longer need. So I got that cut, and now the jamb, which I can see is held in by nails, will just pry out very easily. Now I've got this framed out, and I measured everything so that when I put in my jamb, it wouldn't go exactly to our line. That's where we want the jamb to end up there. But see how I framed it out a little bit short? You don't want to try to make that perfect, because if you're off, now you have to shave the door. And also things can wiggle around, they can settle. You always want to leave a little bit of room between your jamb and your stud, and you want to shim that thing. So now what we'll do with this in place is I'm going to shim that thing starting from the top so that the jamb lines up with that line. I'm going to put screws right down the middle because they'll get covered up with the stop. Here we are with all the shims and screws in place. You see this? Got a nice even gap all the way around. Looks great. Works perfectly. Okay, now that I have my lock installed, you want to just close it and then install the stop. So with the door in the shut position, I'm going to just leave a little bit of gap like that so it can paint and it can move around a little bit, and then just nail it in. Put the drywall in place. Gave it one coat of patch. It'll need more at a later date. And after that, put the casing back on, and all the nail holes are patched. Of course, it needs to be caulked and painted. This is done. Look at that. Same thing out here. All looks great. That's how you do it. Reverse the swing, made the jamb smaller. Now look at that. They can get in and out without hitting the toilet. And now they just have to move their light switches back over there.